Good afternoon, everybody. Jill here with North Texas Vegetable Gardening, canning recipes, a little bit of everything, and we are burning up here and something strange is going on. So here's my eggplant. It's doing really well, thank goodness. We did get hit with, I think, either some heavy-duty aphids or some little black mealy looking bugs, so we've been fighting those. This high tunnel loves to attract insects and they love to live in this, so we are fighting things with the BT, and we're going to keep on going. So here's my black-eyed butter beans. They're climbing right on up the high tunnel here, but guys, it's just so hot. We're struggling to keep everything going and to keep it from burning up. You can see my bush beans. I did go ahead and plant some more bush beans in here. And then these are our cucumbers. We've gotten quite a few cucumbers off of this plant, and we got hit with that powdery mildew. We think that the hydrogen peroxide knocked it down a little bit, but we don't think that it worked completely. And you can see we have a heavy-duty fan going in here to try to circulate the air in this high tunnel. We picked another 5 pounds of cherry tomatoes yesterday off these tomato plants. We had to pull up 2. They really bit the dust. And you can see we're still trying to keep them going and just see what we can get. So our outside tomato vines are struggling. They're still producing, but they're struggling. But let me show you the ones we have in the other raised bed and in the wicking tubs that we moved outside. So here's more tomato vines in this raised bed, and you can see some of them are producing very heavily. And then we have these in the wicking tubs on the north side of the barn. We're getting quite a few tomatoes in here. We're still seeing blooms because we are getting into the mid 70s, maybe lower 70s at night. But the days, guys, are grueling, and let's talk more about that. I had to bring my celery up here on the back porch, and I'm going to cut some of this back, and I'm going to try the chopping or the cut and regrow, and I'm going to put some of this in some ball jars with some water to try to keep a little bit longer. But I'll use these to make soups and salads and maybe even some of the smoothies. This is high in magnesium, but it's struggling in the heat. That's why we had to move it up here in the shade. So that's the beauty of the wicking tubs, is you can move them around and maybe get them to a safer place. But I'll tell you that after the rain stopped, we jumped right up into the 90 degrees, 101, 102, 103 degree temperatures. And we had standing water in the backyard just around, sorry, I'm trying to readjust myself here, got an itch. We had standing water in the backyard about 4 days ago, but you saw from my video this morning that the ground is already cracking. And I'll tell you that we are having to water certain things sometimes twice a day, which we consider excessive. I mean, that's just huge. And it seems like the sun is so intense, and it seems like the sun's rays are just baking everything. We are watering our elderberries and our pear tree and our apple trees very often. And last night it just looked like they were burning up and they were going to fall over. I can't explain it. I can just tell you that this heat is different. I don't know if everything is kind of going into shock because we had such a cool and wet spring. We've been hit with everything this year, this season, with that high tunnel. With the first season, we got hit with that winter storm that took us down to -3. We got hit with high winds. We got hit with very large hail that was over baseball size. We got hit with tons of rain. And now things are drying up so quickly, and it is so hot here that you almost can't be outside for more than 20 or 30 minutes at a time. In fact, I don't even let my dogs run around outside for more than 15 or 20 minutes. So very, very volatile weather pattern changes. They're saying that we may get a cool front on Monday, which will drop us down to around 88. I hope we get it. And of course, you know, we're glad that everything dried up because the rain made everything awful. It was terrible to get around out here. It was so muddy, it was so messy. But now we are so dry, the ground is cracking, and we're getting concerned. We're getting concerned that maybe our seasons are changing. Maybe our gardening, I guess I'm meaning maybe our growing season is changing times. Maybe we're not going to be able to grow from March to mid-July on our outside gardens here. Maybe it's going to have to take place much earlier. Are we going to get a severely wet fall? Are we going to get another winter storm next year? I don't know, but I will tell you that ERCOT has warned us to conserve energy this week, and I'm not sure what all that's about. Texas is notoriously known for being hot in the summer, but there's something different. There's just something different about the heat this year, and I'm wondering if it's going to just get worse, and our planting seasons and our harvesting seasons are going to change, and if we're going to be planting earlier and harvesting earlier, or for the fall, if we're going to be planting later and harvesting later, I don't know, but we are watching it very, very closely, and you guys should too. I know that we're in the GSM, and gosh, that may be all of this or a lot of this, but I just know that something is very different. And so we are plugging along. We are trying to keep everything hydrated. We're trying to keep everything fertilized and everything going. We've already started some tomato seeds that we hope to get in the ground in the next maybe 4 weeks for a fall crop. We still have quite a few out there. And guys, we have harvested probably over 79, 80 pounds of tomatoes this year. And I've canned some, I've sold some, I've made salsa. And you saw that I have quite a few on the tomato plants outside. The ones in the high tunnel are struggling a great deal. Now we do have the shade cloth on there. It's hot in there, I'll tell you that, even though we have it wide open. We keep it wide open at night. We have that fan going. We have 2 other fans. It's unbelievably hot. It's about 105 degrees in there right now. So I'm just trying to learn and trying to navigate through our water patterns, trying to navigate with the fertilization, trying to navigate with the diseases and the pests that are now new to us because they're in the high tunnel. We're not seeing the same pests on our plants outside. We're not seeing aphids on our chard and on our kale outside. We're not seeing those little black mealy looking bugs on anything outside. It's all inside that high tunnel, which seems to be a fantastic environment for things to grow. So we're learning, and we're learning very quickly, and we're trying to educate ourselves because that next high tunnel is going to be going up. It has dried out enough to where my husband's going to start putting it up. We got to take down a couple of trees before it does. We've already got our first load of dirt that's going to go in to modify the soil, but we're going to build that thing up about 12 to 18 inches, because one thing we learned from this first high tunnel is that the water, when it rains, because we are walking in it, we are trumping and pushing the dirt down, and the water is seeping in under the edge. So we have got to take care of that on this larger high tunnel, and we've got to do some modification on that front one. So to sum things up, it's hot, we're burning up, we're concerned. There's really not any rain forecasted for the next week. We have a small chance, I think, on Monday, but I really don't know what to expect the rest of the summer. It is June 18th, I believe. So we still got July and August to get through. And boy, do we have our work cut out for us. So we want to encourage you and, pray for us. We're praying for you. We're praying for all of your garden harvest. Kristen, we've been watching you, and we just love your channel, and your garden looks absolutely beautiful. Thank you for sharing with us and letting us see what's going on up in the Northeast. And I know several of you others are watching in your gardens. SC Country Girl, we love you too. So give us a shout out and let me know how your garden is doing, and if you're experiencing some of the similar high temperatures and the weather pattern that is very fearful to us right now. But anyway, we will be in touch this weekend. Take care. God bless. Be sure and preserve everything you can that comes out of your garden. Continue to grow. We're not stopping. We are going to keep going. We're going to keep going because any little bit or a lot that we get, we are preserving like crazy and trying to save our harvest, and just trying to make it a go, guys. So take care. God bless. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll be in touch this weekend. Got lots of things going on. Be sure and hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. We love you all. Take care, and we'll see you tomorrow.